All right, J Money is money. The Pacers, right before we went on, it was -5 as we record this on Tuesday night. It then went down to 4.5. That's where you locked it in. Talk to me about this matchup here for the Pacers.
Yeah, so if you guys follow me on the Action Network app, I did hop on the opener in this one for FanDuel at -4. I went down to 4.5 at a book right before the show, so we'll go official at 4.5. But I just want to backtrack real quick. If you're taking the points with the team, you can be greedy and take the money line, or you can just take that insurance with the points. Something I always like to do. I don't care if you give me a point and a half. I'm always gonna take the points. I might sprinkle on the money line or split up the bet, but I'm always taking insurance. I just want to say that for the people because we're always trying to teach people how to fish, not just give them the fish, but teach them how to fish long term. But I'm on the Pacers in this one. This is a spot. These are spots in the NBA that I take almost every single time. The Pacers have the rest advantage. First off, when we can look at the Pacers, this is their fourth straight home game. They're coming off a bad loss to the Toronto Raptors as well. They hadn't been on the road so far since the All-Star break. So they're in the friendly confines at the house. They love bouncing back off of wins as well. They hadn't lost back-to-back wins since February 2nd as well, and they're not about to lose back-to-back this time around. This is a duplex spot. They play the Pelicans in the next game on the road, and that's probably the game that the Pelicans are going to get, but they're not going to get this one in my opinion. This is a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights, fourth game in 6 nights, fifth game in 7 nights for the New Orleans Pelicans in this one. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if you saw a guy or two out for the Pelicans, but I don't care. Everybody can play. I think these guys are going to be running on fumes here. It's a simple cap for me. Fifth game in 7 nights for the Pelicans, back-to-back, road, back-to-back. Pacers are probably not the team that you'd like to play on a back-to-back, especially fifth game in 7 nights with the way that they run and gun up and down the floor. I like the Pelicans team. I love how they play defense, but I think the Pacers run them off the floor in this one. So I will lay the points with the Indiana Pacers in this game. Boom, baby.
Yeah, and of course, Zion potentially. Let me give you a little insight of what I saw because the Pelicans were at the Garden tonight. Coming into the game, Zion Williamson and CJ McCollum are both questionable on the injury report. And to give you a little insight from just being in the betting industry and the NBA industry, and you know this, Jay, as well, anytime typically you'll on the front end of a back-to-back, they'll put guys on the report as questionable because it almost gives them flexibility for the second night of the back-to-back to say, hey, he was questionable yesterday, but he went, and he's going to sit this side. It's almost like a little precursor of what potentially may happen. So I'm at the Garden. I'm courtside. I'm watching warm-ups. CJ McCollum goes through a full workout. Left ankle looked amazing. He was actually doing live one-on-one drills with Corey Brewer. He looked good to me. He looked like he could have went if he wanted to. I don't know the details on that, of course, but with my own eyes, I'm watching him work. The left ankle wasn't extra wrapped. There wasn't a brace or anything like that. He looked like he could have went. He was going hard on the one-on-one drills, but he ends up sitting. Zion ends up going. He hadn't played at the Garden since 2021. That was a big talking point. He wanted to play in the Garden coming into the game. He plays. CJ sits. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw McCollum play tomorrow in Indianapolis and then see Zion sit on the back-to-back. Stay tuned there. Either way, the type of play and the type of ball that Indiana plays isn't the best matchup for New Orleans, who wants to slow you down, beat you up. And then especially if we're going to have Zion Williamson be the primary ball handler, he's not going to be able to keep up with Tyrese and the rest of those guys when they get out on the open floor. So I agree with you, Jay. I like the Indiana Pacers laying the points here. Of course, check the injury report. Make sure you see who's rocking there. But, yeah, I was there. Zion coming in questionable was a lot of rumblings that they both weren't going to go. Then it completely flipped. They both were going to go. And then anytime you see a guy going super hard in warm-ups like that, he's not going, but he's almost letting you know, like, yeah, I'm good. But I plan on seeing –
CJ's coming back for this game, for sure.
Yeah, I plan on seeing CJ tomorrow against –
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, against the Indiana Pacers out in Indianapolis.